Mm,
I recognize Chris Evans more by his voice than by his face.
absolutely.
Yeah, I saw
I
him and
completely
I'm
agree with
like,
that.
"Oh, I know that guy, but I don't know who it is." And then the second he talked, I'm like, "Oh, it's Chris Evans."
Huh.
I got a bad case of
You like
can't
a
tell who I'm
weirdly
fucking looking
strong
at.
feeling about it, Ben.
Well,
That's
because
Yeah.
the
like
main takeaway from this is like not that you agree or disagree. You just looked way too strong of an
the
Yeah.
fact
no
that
matter what it was.
Nate is the only one that's on your side doesn't help you a lot. Because Nate, I'm shocked Nate knows our names.
I'm not saying it's the right way to be. I'm saying that's how I am.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I was like,
Describing it as Nate being the only one on your side when there's only 3 of us here. I just disagree with you, Ben.
yeah. And I feel like I'm the majority in most of our discussions here. I represent the people who have seen Wizard of Oz.
I've seen half of Wicked, so surely that.
You were just waiting to see the rest of Wicked before you saw Wizard of Oz.
I don't want anything spoiled.
I will always watch it in order.
Didn't even watch Star Wars till the prequels came out.
Oh, God.
I just knew.
I did a practice run of our
I
game.
feel like they can pump 6 more movies out of this.
Oh, they got at least 12, dude. Don't kid yourself.
Oh, I can't wait for that next trilogy.
Yeah, with Ryan Gosling and not Honora.
Wait, have they already announced this? I was being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah, there's another movie coming out. It's Starfighters. Ryan Gosling's in it. Mikey Madsen said no. Thankfully. Good for her.
I saw a tweet that said they wanted Jack Quaid for the Joker and Mikey Madison for Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
And I'm like, you know what? This is the first stupid Twitter casting that I stopped for a second. And I'm like, you know what?
Dude,
that's spot on.
should we bring back past cast, future cast?
You know, I got burned out on it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that the other time. I'm like, I kind of miss it.
All right, I'll make one for not the next episode, but the one
That
after.
requires 0 effort. It is a lot of effort.
Yeah, this one's a lot
on
of
our
like
part.
you guys have to work a lot on this one. It's
We
okay
have
though.
to
I think
do
it's worth it.
something.
You have to know more than
Yeah.
just Game of Thrones actors. Although it's working out, Pedro Pascal's and everything, so you know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were right all
Yeah.
along.
You guys nailed it.
You know what? And from our recent Game of Thrones rewatch, he is awesome in that.
You rewatched Game of Thrones.
We did like earlier this year
Wow.
out of morbid curiosity.
What's wrong with you? Did you have nothing else to watch?
You can't
No,
take away
it's
the fact
really
that
good.
it has 7
Like,
brilliant seasons.
It's really good until the end.
I was really early
It's-
on the
Taylor
this
actually
show
stopped.
sucks.
She quit. Like,
I didn't like it after season 1.
okay, you're wrong. Though. You're not always right.
Again, I'm the majority.
Yeah, that's
Wrong.
actually
the
insane.
whole world disagrees.
This one I'm
You know
on the
what?
wrong side. I know that.
The,
I don't
the
think there's
only
anyone who would say up until,
my
like,
brother
season
is the
5 or
only other
6.
one. He watched
Oh.
season 1 and he's like, I just don't care to watch anymore. And I'm like, you're
I watched-
actually insane.
I watched all of it, but I was like begrudging the whole time. I was like, where are these zombies at? Where's the dragons? For 6 fucking seasons, and then they ended it so poorly. I was like, this is not worth my time.
No, it was like so weird, like watching it, and I was like, oh my god, this was so good. Like, it's crazy how tainted our memory. And by the end, I like finished it,
Mhm.
but I like binged the last 2 seasons, and I was like, I fucking hate this.
It's like Dexter.
so much.
I never watched the last 2 episodes of Dexter, and I kind of want to watch the new one, which is sad.
I started not like rewatching Dexter, but Dexter is the thing I started putting on when I'm not really watching TV.
Yeah.
So I can kind of it literally in preparation, like maybe when I'm done I'll try out the new Dexter.
I mean, the new one has some cool villains. Eric Stone Street plays a serial killer. That's pretty cool.
I think they have a lot of good actors, and I still have 0 interest in it.
I know.
I don't know if this is true or not, or if it was a meme, but somebody sent to me that Eminem's gonna be in Stranger Things.
Whoa.
It's insane.
Stranger Things is a weird one that like it feels like they dropped the ball so hard with this. Like, I never think about Stranger Things
No.
anymore. It's been like 3 years.
Okay, a cursory Google says it was a meme.
But still,
In my defense, I think the guy who sent it to me did not think it was a meme.
you had secondhand gotten.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He added some sincerity.
Yeah. Speaking of sincerity, Hey, everybody. What an intro. I'm not going to cut any of that. That was incredible.
You don't know what to do now.
What?
I think you need a couple of takes
For what?
to
I
get
hope
your
it starts
thoughts
with
together,
speaking
and
of
without
sincerity.
anybody interrupting you, you were just like a deer in the headlights.
No, I got it written right here. I can just read it off the script here. Hey, everybody.
Okay, you can, but do you ever?
Welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema. Today, we're talking about the movie Friendship in theaters. That's right, boys and girls. We went to a movie theater. Oh, get ready for the whole summer of this. I'm joined by my guest, Nate. Jake, how you living?
I'm doing good. Two things to sort of mention off the bat. First of all, I love going to the theater on like late morning, early afternoon matinee kind of thing.
Big plus.
Summer's kind of killing that vibe for me.
Oh no! Did all
'Cause
the
now there's
Minecraft
people
kids?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I got a little sneak peek with Nate beforehand. We'll see where you stand, but I might be the lone wolf on this movie.
Oh no! The fact that we have a lone wolf possibility is surprising to me. I thought this would be like universally one side.
That
The
we're
fact
locked
that
we're
someone's
locked into a
objectively
lone
wrong.
wolf.
Yeah. Someone's gonna be very wrong. It's probably gonna be Nate. Speaking of Nate, how are you?
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
I'm just so suspenseful.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the odd one out.
I'm pretty sure, but like, what a twist if Ben just comes out anti
Oh no, I love this movie.
to the best comedy I've seen in, I don't know, a year or two.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God.
Completely.
Feels good to be on the right side of history for once.
Yeah, dude. You didn't mad God us.
Once again, we're pointing out that
Hey.
if you're agreeing with Nate on a movie, are you?
Yeah, but you're agreeing with me too. So, objectively correct. And Nate, what is
This
it?
is the
A
perfect
blind-
combination of weird shit and brilliant comedy.
Just incredible acting, I think. Tim Robinson is the most Tim Robinson I've ever seen, and I loved it. If you don't like Tim Robinson, you won't like this movie. It's like Canes. This movie is Raising Canes.
Oh yeah, I would show like a few I think you should leave clips and be like, do you want an hour and a half of this straight?
Yeah.
Do you want to be it was physically uncomfortable at
Mhm.
points.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's extremely uncomfortable. The actors killed it.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of the comedy was stellar.
Yes.
But it's just so awkward and uncomfortable, and it has a pretty healthy dash of Will Ferrell garbage era. The main character is a moron. Isn't that funny?
Oh, okay. That's fair. If you don't like that, yeah, you're definitely not gonna like this. Just some backstory.
I'm not a big fan of that, but I didn't get that from this. But I will say, again, up front, if you're deciding right off this, if Jake's description of like this is uncomfortable and hard to watch, like doesn't make you want to watch it more, then you're not gonna like this movie.
Yeah, if you don't like
Yes, and I'm fully aware that for me, my dislike of this movie is strictly a genre dislike.
Yeah. You don't like cringe comedy.
I think as a movie, it was extremely well done. Like I said, I was honestly kind of blown away by the acting.
Mhm.
I found a lot of comedy bits that I loved.
Mhm.
It's just kind of and from what I gathered afterwards, it's a very just Tim Robinson, esque,
Yeah.
just cranked up to 11.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
am not a fan of that.
It's like a Tim Robinson character that never quite tips the scale until the very end. Like, usually in his bits, it's like 3 minutes in, and he's like, oh, he's the guy in the hot dog suit that drove a hot dog cart. And everyone's like, who could have drove this into the car, But it took an hour and a half to get there, and it was fun.
Really is like I was worried going into this movie because I love every I think you should leave thing, but like that bit usually does have an expiration date,
Mm-hmm.
and I was worried about this movie. I was like, how are they going to do this for an hour and a half?
Pulled it off pretty well.
But yeah, it worked for me.
So this movie is
Should
written.
we actually talk about the movie?
Yeah, written and directed by Andrew DeYoung. It's called Friendship. First feature that he wrote and directed. Yep. He's done some TV. He directed a couple episodes of Dave. Our Flag Means Death. Wrote a miniseries called 555. But yeah, he wrote this script and gave it to Tim Robinson and was like, I think you should play this guy. And Tim Robinson was like,
I'm actually shocked to hear that it wasn't written by Tim Robinson.
I think you're right. It is kind of shocking, isn't it?
It had to have been written for him specifically, right?
Yes, 100%.
I think so.
He claimed in an interview that the movie was inspired from his own experience of getting iced out of a friend group, which is pretty awesome. So it's like, yeah, I think that's, it was like, so I'm an anxious person, and this movie was like all of my fears that I think people think about me put into like real form. Like it was happening in front of me, and I was like, oh my God, this is all too real.
I don't get how you can get that from this movie. Because the character of Craig, played by Tim Robinson, is just not believable.
What part of him isn't believable? That he's like
just
that aloof?
Yeah, he's that incompetent as a human being. And to me, as I had no empathy with him. At no point was I rooting for him. He's not likable. The character of Craig is not likable.
I think
he's awful to his wife and
point.
family.
I think that's a fair point.
You know?
Yeah.
He
has a shitty job.
He's likable and charming, but I think at the beginning, like it escalates as time goes on. I don't think at the beginning he's unbelievable. I think he's just like a guy
that's
zero
fair.
charisma.
What? Okay, I guess what I found unbelievable is that he never changes or learns, and he gets worse as the movie goes on.
Do you think that's an allegory for how we use our phones?
That's just
no.
Because he was the guy who makes apps more addictive to the point where you can't get rid of him, and Paul Rudd is his addictive thing in his life. Like he can't get enough of him. And the very last shot of the movie kind of tied a bow on that for me when Paul Rudd winks at Tim Robinson as he's getting hauled off to jail. I was like, oh, interesting. Just a little nugget.
I see the connection of the getting, I don't know, like the dopamine hit, but not quite directly to the phone.
That's fair. Yeah,
but,
no, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think he gets worse as time. Like the movie escalates. Like it escalates into absurdity very much on purpose. Like you have to like that, but like up to the point where he gets like iced from the friend group, I think he's a completely believable just guy with zero charisma who can't read social signals.
Actually, I do think that's fair. I was like getting annoyed with him early on, just like I guess like the slapstick stuff, like his shoe, he loses a shoe in the sewer, and he's like, "Fuck," you know. And I'm like, that's not funny.
I think that Taylor described him as just like being incredibly childish, like having childish reactions to things.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I absolutely believe that there are people like that.
Yes.
We just blissfully don't have any of them in our friend groups.
Thank God.
The circles we run in, but they absolutely exist.
There are no friend groups, apparently.
I'm like, there's almost like a level of development there where it's almost like laughing at that feels like bullying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that
is a good point.
That's fair.
And the funniest bits I think in this movie were not the ones where you're laughing at him for being a bumbling fool.
Okay.
It's like when he crashes through a window at some point, and then he like, you know,
thought it was open.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. And, you know, and he's like, you know, he kind of made a little joke, and he's, you know,
yeah. That's when he was charming.
Was really
and then he became less charming and became awkward. Yeah. So a couple plot questions I have for you all. Do you think the divorce was already happening before the movie started and like he was in denial about it? Because his wife and him are not on the same page. Like the whole movie.
Are we gonna do a quick like a plot
Go for
summary? I mean, I'm not going to.
I'll do it since I'm defending the movie.
All right, Nate, go for it.
I'll do it quickly. So, Tim Robinson's character Craig is a dude living in the suburbiest suburb you've ever suburbed. He brings a piece of mail that got delivered to his house over to a new neighbor's house to give it to him, and the guy, Paul Rudd's character, is just like, I'm pretty sure it's his character from Anchorman, but with actual charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's like just this kind of weird, but like interesting guy who's just like really confident.
He has a book about
He's a local
ayahuasca.
weatherman.
We find out later. So like he's that kind of guy.
He definitely is coming off an ayahuasca trip
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
He's just like self-assured and just weird, but like, yeah, he says the weirdest things and does the goofy, like is into the goofiest shit, but he's just so confident about it that it completely like charms Craig.
It's like the idea that
and he is charming.
it's that
It doesn't
meme
hurt that it's Paul Rudd.
where like if a good looking person says it, you're like, oh, that's great. And if it's an ugly person, you're like, oh, you're a creep.
Yeah.
Like, he's that
Yes,
meme personified.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Which we literally see in the movie.
Yeah.
It was one of the hardest parts to watch, honestly. So anyway, so he meets this guy, he's charmed. He goes back to his house. And the guy, Paul Rudd's character, invites him over for a drink. I don't know, like to Jake's question of the divorce, like it is also unbelievable that this woman is with this guy. Harkening back to like sitcom,
Yeah.
just eternally patient wife who's way out of his league.
Yeah.
But she's also like clearly pushing him out of the house. Like she's like, go over and have this drink. There's already weird stuff happening. She's gonna go hang out with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, she hangs out with the ex-boyfriend a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. Her son kisses her on the mouth.
That was funny.
Which it seems like
That
the
was-
first time it's ever happened based on Craig's
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes over to have a drink at this at Paul Rudd's house, and they hang out, and like again, it's just Paul Rudd completely charms him in this mysterious way of just like being super confident, just like, we're gonna go do this and it's gonna be fun. And Craig essentially falls in love. And they have a short span where they're like really good friends. They like become best buds real quick. And then Paul Rudd's character invites him over for a party with some other guys. And Craig starts to struggle in the social situations. We talked about he like is outside and he goes to come back inside and smashes into a glass pane window. And everyone's kind of looking at him like he's weird, you know. This is a nightmare. Like he's this is a close friend group and he's just like being added to it. And all the other guys are kind of being standoffish with him. Only Paul Rudd's being nice to him. But yeah, he kind of plays it off. But then they're down in the garage having fun and like boxing. And Paul Rudd's character punched him in the face.
Pretty stiff.
Craig.
Pretty stiff.
Craig's the main character. Paul Rudd, I don't remember
Austin.
his name.
Austin.
All right. Austin's the cool guy. Craig is Tim Robinson's our main character. Austin punches Craig in the face and he like really can't handle it. And he does it a couple times and he's like, Austin's like, all right, maybe we take it easy. And then Craig just cold cocks him and knocks him out. And this is where things go horribly off track. Like everyone's like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, what is wrong with you? The night ends.
But not before Tim Robinson puts soap in his mouth.
So
Just so awkward.
If there is a scene in this movie where I'm like on Jake's, like there are a couple that I started to go, oh god,
Yeah.
this one was about 2 times too long for me. And
yes, yeah.
again, you just gotta like sit in that cringe feeling.
I'm a bad boy.
But yeah,
I'm a
he's
bad boy.
trying to recover from this to make another joke. Like he played off the breaking the glass door, and he's like, "Oh, did I do bad?" And sticks soap in his mouth, and is just trying to do this character, and it's not working anymore.
And he starts chewing on the soap.
Yeah, it breaks in his mouth. He's
so
got 2
bad.
pieces. And then the friends all leave.
All right, so after this, Craig is ostracized. He's still trying to be friends with Austin, and eventually he goes over to Austin's house, and Austin just like gives him the clean break, says, I don't want to be friends anymore. This isn't working out. And this is where things start to really go off the rail for Craig. Craig does not take it well. Kind of starts stalking Austin, shows up at his place of work, and then eventually needs to return another piece of mail to Austin and ends up breaking into his house, leading to a great scene.
Mhm.
Then I think, is there anything between this? Oh, he tries to start his own friend group with his
Yeah.
people at work.
When he breaks into Austin's house, and he's kind of just reliving his glory days of hanging out with Austin, and
Yeah.
he's snooping around, and he also finds Austin keeps a gun in a box.
Yep.
And
yeah, great detail. The gun is so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the truck nuts of guns.
Yes, it's like a golden gun, and it has some phrase about like get ready for the something or other.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Not locked, just in a box.
Yes. So yeah, he ends up he takes the gun out, and then it turns out Austin's wife is still home. So Craig has to run out and accidentally steals the gun. Then Craig is trying to deal with losing Austin. He tries to create a friend group like Austin has with his coworkers who clearly don't like, if they don't hate him. I was shocked they showed up at his house. If they don't hate him, they certainly don't respect him.
They hate him, but I think he's like the boss.
That was a funny cut too. Yeah. When he's out there, he encroaches in on their smoke break. It's the friend group of the smokers at work, and he goes out there and he just awkwardly butts his way into the group. He's like, hey, he says he's hosting drinks at his place on Friday. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to call my wife, tell her it's going to get wild on Friday. And then it just cuts, and they're all just sitting around his garage drinking in silence.
Yeah. And it'd been like 40 minutes, they said, before something weird happened, and they just kicked them all out.
Yeah, he's trying to do everything that Austin did with him. He buys a weird artifact.
Yeah.
Tries to get them to do stuff, but yeah, he can't handle it.
Is it weird? I want to buy artifacts now. It kind of sold me on that.
Again, it's a little weird, but like, again, Austin giving him the speech about the arrowhead is like actually makes it sound cool.
I'm like, that would be sick.
Like, I'm not dunking on anyone who buys artifacts. I'm dunking on someone who then immediately wants to buy artifacts after seeing this.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm feeling dunked.
But it was a good film. Okay, and then one thing I skipped over, as part of their hang, Austin takes Craig into the sewers. They break into the sewers and break into Town Hall. And again, at this time, it's coming across as this cool, adventurous thing to do, even though it's clearly a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so Craig decides he's going to take his wife, who is getting closer and closer with her ex-boyfriend, on a surprise date, and takes her to the sewers and basically forces her to join him by parading her every time she says she wants to turn around.
Yeah.
And eventually she goes on ahead because he gets stuck for a little while and gets lost in the sewer. And this, basically, she's lost for a day or two. And the town is looking for her. And it is pretty wild that, like, everyone in the world is, like, dropping everything to find her, and he's just, like, going on with his life.
Yeah.
He's very concerned immediately, but then as soon as he goes home, he's like, he's not even worried about it.
I gotta go to work. Yeah.
It's to me, it's like he was, again, and this is like the childish thing, he was worried about how it was going to reflect on him and like what people were going to think
he's
about
a narcissist.
The fact that he lost her.
He's a narcissist.
What's that?
She says it later in the movie. He's a narcissist.
I was going to say, when she gets back, she leaves him and basically says, my mom never left her narcissist husband, and I'm not going to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
As soon as she said that, a lot of his behavior toward her clicked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, he genuinely doesn't think about anyone besides himself.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I think is what describes him and like what gives you the permission, I think. Like I agree with what you said, Jake, that like it feels like bullying almost to laugh at him. But like in the moment, I think it lets you get away with it because he's also such a dick because he is like all he's thinking about at any moment is like what's going on in his head.
Yeah.
He's not like considering what anyone else is thinking. Yeah, so things get even worse for him. They find his wife. That's good news, I guess. But then they're throwing a party, and she's clearly more done with him than she ever was before. He says things, and she just like looks at him and then walks away. Like she's ignoring him. They have a party, and he tries to steal the attention back by giving a speech. Goes bad, and it's like fully over. Like she has left him. No one's interested in talking to him or being his friend anymore, and we get like clearly some time has passed, and like she has moved out, and interesting, like being completely isolated, he kind of gets a little better. Like he realizes, or we were kind of talking about this after, like, or maybe this was just us seeing him at his worst, and like he goes through a period of normalcy.
Yeah, maybe he like
But he
returns
kinda,
to
like-
what he was before we saw him. That's what I
Yeah.
kind of took it as.
But something happens. He's just living on his own, and just go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say he licks a toad, but I think you were getting to that.
I actually forgot about that part. I would have completely skipped over that was an amazing bit. Yeah, at some point he comes in contact with a young drug dealer who says if you ever need some drugs, when he's at rock bottom, he decides to take some drugs. Of course, he wants ayahuasca because we weren't just making a joke. We see a book that makes it clear that Austin has taken ayahuasca. He has a book about your ayahuasca journey.
Yeah.
And so he asks the mall drug dealer for ayahuasca. And he's like, no, I don't have that, which made me laugh. And we haven't gotten into a lot of bits of like great comedy in this movie, but I laughed when he was like, no, I don't have ayahuasca. And he's like, but I do have the poisonous toad. I died. I think I laughed for like 20 seconds. Like the concept behind this Verizon store.
Yeah.
He has the
Toad.
hallucinogenic toad to lick.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's $100. And the guy's like, well, what do I feed it? He's like, no, it's just for a lick.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, he goes on a little hallucinogenic toad trip,
To
which
Subway.
shows him just how shows him his acid trip is to go to Subway and order a sandwich.
Yes, his ego death is ordering a sandwich at Subway from Austin.
Yes.
And even that was like, it's like awkward.
Yeah.
He's awkward about ordering it, and Austin is like you know,
Super cool.
Austin knows him, and he like orders here all the time. It's like his spot for lunch. It's like normal toppings, you know, like very suave.
Yeah, he's ripped off by the toad.
True.
Maybe that is what healed him, though. Who knows? So yeah, then he's living a life. He goes out for his son's birthday and is like with his ex-wife for the first time in a while, and they actually have kind of a good time. There's an awkward moment, but it's fine. She's kind of like a little into him again, seeing him be not a total freak.
Yeah.
And he buys her a van. She's been complaining the whole movie that she needs a van for her business.
Yep.
And he's trying to be selfless by doing the bare minimum that she is begging him for months.
Yeah.
But then as he's needs to go out and run a quick errand to get his son birthday candles, he sees that Austin bought the dream car that they had been talking about at the beginning of the movie and fully loses it again. Basically, Austin's having a party with that group of friends. Craig breaks in, tries to just ingratiate himself with the group again. Doesn't work. Tries to apologize.
Honestly, he kind of starts doing an okay job at that.
Yeah.
Like he comes in uninvited. It's weird, but he gives a heartfelt apology to the guys. He gives a heartfelt apology to Austin. And Austin's like, all right, man, you know, well, hey, how about you come out and I'll show you the car? And he's like inviting him to leave, but I felt like he was making progress, right? Like, okay, it's a first step.
For sure.
I think he was making like the apology landed, and then he was like, can I just stay? I apologized. And then he lost it again.
Yeah.
Which again is a very childish thing to do. He's like, I apologize, so can't you just like get over it?
Yep.
to be clear, Austin knows he broke into his house. He showed up at his work unannounced. He got his wife lost in the sewers and like ratted on Austin and got them both arrested that they were breaking into
that
the
was
sewers.
so funny when
Yeah.
Craig was getting arrested and he just goes, he showed me it. He called you guys fucking pigs. That was so good.
just immediate.
Narc.
So he loses it and pulls out the gun that he stole at the party, and is just waving the gun around and telling them that they need to forgive him and be his friend.
Get to know me.
Kinda just starts,
Ask me a question.
yeah.
I can't think of it
forces
right
them
now.
Yeah.
It's the most Tim
Yes.
Robinson bit ever.
It is. There's like everything's at 11.
Yeah.
Gets arrested. This is the end of the movie. He's hit rock bottom number 2.
Mhm.
But when he pulled out the gun and Austin dove out of the way, his wig toupee fell off, and that's very important to Austin. And Craig covered for him so that he could put his toupee back on. So as he's in the police cruiser and they're about to be taken away, he looks at Austin and Austin winks at him, and that's all Craig needs.
Such a perfect moment.
Ends on a smile.
If it didn't end like that, I wanted it to end after he went over the speed bumps with the van. I thought that would have been a good spot for the movie to end. Too. Like speed bump, speed bump.
I think it's to keep going.
Bonk.
Yeah.
I like the speed bumps because as soon as he mentioned the speed bumps,
Mhm.
which was early on, it was just during his first awkward encounter meeting his new neighbor Austin, and he was like bragging about how he's the one who got the speed bumps put in. And I'm like, they better have the speed bumps later on. And they did.
And he's gonna
You can't just mention speed bumps in your neighborhood.
his job is like working with the mayor, and he's like, you didn't even put the speed bumps in until I made it just freaks out.
Yeah.
So good.
Honestly, I don't know if they went for this, but like, I'm giving them credit for that second level joke of literally having a Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
And paying it off.
Yeah.
But first paying off the speed bump Chekhov's gun.
Chekhov's bumps.
So literally until the credits rolled, ever since the Toad trip, I thought it was a Toad trip.
Ooh.
Because the drug dealer specifically asked him, he goes, how long was your trip? Was it like months, like 4 or 5 months? And then after that trip, which seemingly only lasted, through 2 minutes of him ordering Subway, he goes on. That's when his life improves. He has these kind of self-reflection moments. I thought the entire thing was his Toad trip, and he was going to come out of it at any minute having learned these lessons. And then the credits rolled.
And then there's that mini flashback to where they're hanging out in the garage before he punched Austin, and they're like all buddies this time. And I was like, was that?
Yeah.
I would have that would have improved the movie a little bit for me. If after the scene where like they're kind of vibing, him and his wife are vibing, he wakes up from the acid trip.
Like post credits. Yeah, just like the kid walks in.
That would have been.
How long you been out?
So, and for me, and I think that's why, I wasn't a huge fan of the movie throughout, like I said, just because of the whole genre and, which I'm not a fan of. But I thought that was going to happen. And I'm like, okay, this is going to redeem this movie for me. We're going to see growth from the main character. And then it didn't happen. So I left with that bitter taste of, I think it should have gone this way.
Sure.
Again, this is very much the genre, because I was like, as it was ending, I was like, okay, like this is interesting. And him just not being redeemable, just like fully just it's how this character is.
Yeah.
Like it's how he it is 100% Tim Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Craig.
He just can't get over himself.
Yeah. How hard is it to make friends as an adult? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Holy shit.
I don't envy him.
No. The first time you hung out with that guy and he was just like drinking a beer in his house by himself, I was like, this is torture. This would suck so bad.
Oh yeah.
I've made a new friend.
This is the single, yeah.
I think I've made like one new friend since college.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
this is what you need. Is that's it's why Austin's character is so charming because he just has no shame. He's just like into what he's into and so confident that it's cool. And
Yeah.
like he made their hangouts fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the truth of it is pretty much every hobby is cool if you're listening to somebody who loves it talk about it, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And Austin's
aren't
not
embarrassed.
he's not afraid of that. He's like, yeah, this,
Yeah.
these are the things I'm into.
True.
Hey, my punk band is playing. You should come check us out. Like, oh, hey, I want to show you this thing I just ordered. He's
Yeah.
just unabashed about it, and it makes it cool
Mm.
to the point where Tim, who, as far as I can tell, doesn't really have any hobbies or anything.
What
He
about
just
those Marvels?
the
The
Marvels.
Marvels with a V, not a
The
V.
Oh, yeah.
favorite.
Marvels.
Oh my God.
Everyone's just referring to them as Marvels.
Marvels.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
was
see that
that was
new
pretty
Marvel.
good.
It's
You guys see that
supposed
new
to be
Marvel?
sick.
Oh, no spoil. This is
Yeah.
spoiler-free garage, guys.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'll ask you to leave. So good.
But it was Craig just tries to emulate Austin. He was very, very sold by, okay, this is what it is to be cool.
Yeah.
So
And taking
in order
the
for
wrong
me to
does-
be
thinking it-
cool, I'm
that it
going
has
to
to be
do
those
these things.
specific
Yes.
things.
Right.
You have
Right.
to buy our old artifacts and go mushroom hunting and explore
Yeah.
the sewers.
Oh my god, the mushroom hunting was so funny.
Mushrooms.
Oh my god. You're just sitting in the mall, just like
The cut to of him sweating.
Yeah.
so good.
Oh.
So
that
many
that
moments.
guy on that duck was flying.
This movie's great. Go see it. So yeah, after we went through that now, do you think the divorce is already happening?
I don't. I think the marriage is falling apart.
Okay.
And he can't see that.
Yeah.
But I think she was also not seeing that until she got lost in the sewers and saw his reaction.
Got it.
I think worse than him losing her in the sewers was how when she came back out, he was acting like
my
nothing changed. You know,
Really hot
it
in
was
here.
so weird.
Cranking
Yeah.
the heat in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
She's in like a like those foil blankets, like space blankets. Like obviously just like had a really rough ordeal. Man, you guys really burning the heat in here.
Just like Attico has something to say.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. And
Oh,
how do you
yeah,
about him?
it seemed at the beginning like it was like a bad marriage, but like, a stay together for the kids kind of like she just doesn't care about him. Like she's given up on him.
Yeah.
But like wasn't ready to leave him.
Oh my
and then
God.
got her wake up call.
So she has cancer. They're in a cancer support group. That's like the first scene of the movie, and she talks about not having an orgasm.
Will I
That's
ever
how
have
we're-
an orgasm again?
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm having plenty over here.
Yeah.
So good.
Brutal.
That one honestly was because that was still early on in the movie, and that was a little endearing because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, you just feel for him immediately, and then yeah, he tries to crack a joke. It doesn't, it was funny for us, but it definitely didn't land in the group,
But you got 95 more minutes of this, buddy. Buckle in.
Yeah.
It is very much like part of it. Like Tim Robbins, everyone in this movie acts insane
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Like her saying that in the support group, because like to be clear, the whole like she's like thinking about after recovering, like, what am I never going to experience again? And just one of her examples is, am I ever going to have an orgasm again? And the look on his face, you're just like, that's an insane thing to say. Like, yeah, everyone in this movie is insane, just in different ways.
Yeah. Which
It's
is why
just
I
like
like
a
it.
world where the social contract's a little different.
Yes. It's more like, I don't know, rigid's the word, but it's more like, I can't think of the word, but it's way different. You're right.
I think rigid's kind of it's everyone is the social interactions are kind of like very stiff,
yeah.
and like it's like everyone's bursting at the seams, but like not saying things, and then it just comes out.
I think that's perfect.
I remember the Marvel one because everyone refers to the movies as Marvels, and the mayor, they're pitching a campaign to him, and the Craig's competitor at the firm is like, just puts up a picture of him, and like I'm thinking you're a superhero, and the mayor just goes, "Wow, it looks like I'm a Marvel."
God, yeah.
That's so
I
good.
died.
What do you rate this movie out of 10? Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
The whole ad campaign thing was weird too because they show Craig's and it's like bad,
Yeah.
you know, like it's I don't think that the theme is bad. It just looks like a kid did it like in 10 minutes as a school project, right? Like really cheap photoshops and you know.
Well, and then when
And
he
then
starts doing it, he like screws up and he goes, "Fuck, God."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for the other guy. Like, can you imagine if a guy ran for mayor and his poster was like a superhero with the mayor's face just cut and pasted on it? Like, it's not
A
even a good
cartoon
Photoshop.
superhero.
I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, it's a pitch deck. You know, we're gonna make it better. But yeah, I get it.
It's just it was just odd.
It was strange. I'll give you that. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. I have it behind Heretic, but above Nosferatu.
I'm giving this a 3.
Whoa.
That's so rough. That's so rough.
I'm probably talked into a 4. And again, I fully acknowledge that almost the entirety of this for me is that I just don't like this.
For
This type of comedy.
For clarity, I gave Rumors a 3 and Mad God a 4.
I would rather watch Mad God than this, but it's close.
Wow. That's wild.
That's impressive.
They are equally uncomfortable.
Okay.
And Mad God had beautiful visuals.
That's fair. That's fair. Nate, what would you give this one?
I can't wait to watch this again. I think it is a 7. It's not groundbreaking. I just think it's really funny. Yeah.
It is true. There were
higher than a 7.
Yeah.
I was in maybe a half full movie theater, and there were a lot of laughs. And that is something that I've seen about this movie.
I was with one other
consistently,
dude that was by himself.
Yeah. Oh, that's so weird.
And you didn't become friends?
No, I think he fell asleep.
What's wrong with you, Ben?
I left at the end of the movie, and I think he was sitting there asleep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's mid toad lick. That is something that I've seen consistently for this movie and actually I've seen people recommend specifically you should go to this theater in a full theater.
Yeah.
And just the energy of everybody laughing makes it so much better.
I was the only one laughing. Like the other guy didn't laugh out loud that much. I was like trying to like stifle it. I felt like at some points, but I was like, fuck it.
I wonder too if it helps to cut the awkward tension. You're in a room full of people laughing, and it helps cut the awkward tension of all the moments.
Sure, I think so.
My theater was empty. It was Taylor and I. So we might as well have watched this at home. And it wasn't on one of the big screens because we waited a little while. It was a smaller screen. I think that did actually I would be very interested to watch it with like people laughing, but it was fun to watch it because like we would not have talked this much. We were just like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like we're just saying out loud in the theater. As I say, it did greatly enhance my enjoyment. Like basically the entire movie was just Taylor going like this, just like dealing with this, like literally how uncomfortable it was the whole time.
Hilarious.
And just going, what the fuck? When I think the first time, I think she said specifically, when they're in the sewer and Craig, they have to go up over a big lip and, Austin effortlessly jumps it. And then Craig is trying to get up and he needs help. And Austin grabs his arm and starts pulling him. And Craig just starts screaming like a lunatic, like a 5-year-old child, like just going, ah! As he's getting pulled up over this 5-foot tall ledge.
You can see over it easily.
And it's just like audible, just like, what the fuck are we watching? Like,
and then he gets up there and he looks back and he goes, "Oh, I lost my shoe," and I'm just like, it's first of all, no, you don't lose your shoe doing that. Second of all, you get it. Why would you continue on without your shoe?
Craig loses because Austin is like, we'll get it all the way back.
Yeah, and they did.
Like,
presumably. Presumably they did.
Yeah.
So our new rating system is, okay, knowing what you know now, how would you watch it next time? Would you skip it? That's the lowest level. Jake, I'm guessing you're there. Number 2, wait till it's streaming. 3, rent it at home. 4, go see it in theaters. 5, buy it digitally. 6, buy the disc.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
I don't know that I'd skip it because I don't know. Every movie I see, even the bad ones, I'm like, I'm glad that I saw it.
I think I would rent it at home.
I'm not glad that I saw Rumors.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I would say for Rumors, I'd give that a 2. I would watch it at home, which is what I did.
Yeah. Rent this movie at home, I think is where I'm at with it. I can see going to theaters again, but I don't think the theater experience added anything for me. I could see it if it was like a full theater, my friends were all laughing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, but I'd rather do that at home. So I think rent this movie at home is my next one.
Yeah. I mean, I only saw this movie in theaters because that was the only way to see it. And I
Mhm.
was excited to see it.
Yeah.
Like I've for a long time been on I only really care to see movies in theaters that are enhanced by seeing them on a giant screen. Which this movie, a comedy, there's no
like
comedy.
big actions
Right.
and
Yeah, there's no comedy that like is improved by seeing it in the theater, I think. I mean, there's the experience of like the crowd, but like
Maybe the movie we watch next week will be
oh,
The Phoenician
what that
Scheme, Wes Anderson.
I can't think of a movie I cared less about seeing on a big screen than Wes Anderson.
The
Oh,
beautiful
I made Ben mad.
views.
Wes Anderson be like that.
Oh, brother. All right. Well, we'll hope the wheel goes my way,
Brother.
brother.
But yeah, I feel like it comes down to me like, do I want to buy this or rent it? Which is really just fully monetarily. Like, am I gonna watch this movie more than 2 times again in my life?
Right.
I feel like the answer is probably no.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to watch. I'm not like of movies we've watched on this podcast. I have seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think 5 or 6 times,
Wow.
and I will watch it again.
Tonight? Probably.
Like I can't think about like I go back and watch a Quentin Tarantino movies like every couple years,
Mhm.
but like I don't need to see this movie every few years.
That's fair.
Like I think once, maybe watch it one more time. I would show this movie to someone though.
Yeah.
Like I would rent it to show it to like a friend, just be like, if they were into this, if we watched some I Think You Should Leave and they were like really into it, I'd be like, we should watch this movie.
Yeah. Very, very
That's
good.
the only scenario I think in which I'll watch this movie again.
So overall,
/ I want to watch it high and see if it tanks it all the way down to a 2 for me. I might get traumatized if I watch it high.
too awkward.
I could see that. Yeah.
So averaged, we gave it a 5.5 out of 10 and a rent it review. Friendship in theaters now.
Yeah, again, wouldn't recommend Mad God to anyone. I can think of several people I would recommend this movie to and several people I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Really, the biggest shock here is that I would have strongly recommended this to Jake. I didn't know Jake didn't like this kind of comedy.
I did, and I still thought he'd
it's,
like
it's
it.
a thing I learned about Jake specifically.
I thought you would. Did you watch I Think You Should Leave?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We should watch a couple of the clips after this podcast and see what you think.
Yeah. I think we've seen the plane one together where Will Forte's on the plane. Have you
I've
seen that one?
The door one.
No, the first bit ever.
Oh no, I have not. This is a show. I've never seen any
Oh
of this.
my.
Okay, we're gonna watch a couple clips.
All right, yeah.
And Jake's gonna be like, "I told you I don't like
This sucks.
Where are we?"
I don't get the poll thing. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm liking the list of all the guest stars on the episodes.
Huge.
Oh yeah, comedians love Tim Robinson.
They do. So it's your fault if you're wrong. That's Friendship.
The comedian's comedian.
The comedian's comedian. Tim Robinson. Friendship in theaters now. Go check it out. All right. Speaking of friends, we're going to play a game called You Got a Friend in Me. It's like the Newlywed
Randy
game.
Newman.
Short people got no reason. He has a song called Short People Got No Reason to Live. Players.
I thought you were doing a bit. Does he actually have a song called that?
Yeah. It's called Short People. And the lyrics are Short People Have No Reason to Live. It's awesome.
How tall is Randy Newman?
Not tall enough to make that song, I don't think. I'm
Everyone's
guessing
immediately heard Randy Newman.
6
height.
foot. 6 foot even.
He's 6 foot.
Yeah, but 6 foot listed means you're like 5'8", 5'9", probably.
Yeah, and he's also now an old man, so that's another.
The hunch. You get free. So the game is one of us will be the question receiver. The other two will try to guess what their answer will be. Whoever's closest gets the point and becomes the guest receiver the next round. Sound good?
Ben,
What?
great game. Great explanation.
Thank you. Holy shit. That's awesome. Clip it and ship
I
it.
feel like I
Dude.
bullied you into
Taking more
coming
than
up with
5
it.
minutes to come up with a game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's not judge till we see the questions.
Oh, they're good. No, they're great. All right, Jake, you're going to be the question receiver first.
All right.
I want you to give me a number between 1 and 10, and that'll be your question.
That's actually good, but it's
Oh.
hilarious. It sounds funny when you said it. After you said
Okay.
my questions are great. It is a great question, but it's really funny. That's your first question. All right.
No,
Got
Jake.
my number.
No. That's not the question. I need Jake to
I thought that was
literally.
the question.
No, I need Jake
We
to
both
literally
thought
give
that
me
was the
one,
question.
and then that will be the question.
You have a list of 10 questions. I thought it was the mind game of you guessing what number I would guess.
No,
That's a really great. No, it
that'll be the
actually is,
tiebreaker, though. That'll be the tiebreaker.
A great question to evaluate how well we know Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be pie. Pie is the answer.
No, I chose an integer.
You're a liar.
No, the real answer, I think,
Uh-huh.
I already thought this through,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
is that Jake would think something around 7 or 8, and then he would pick 2 to throw us off.
That's exactly. I picked 3 because the most commonly chosen number is 7, so I chose the complement of 7.
So we're all right because I picked pie, which is basically
Oh my
3.
God.
But
Yeah.
Nate had the reason.
It's just
Oh my
exactly
God.
what I would have done.
Yeah. This is why I can't make games for you two
All right.
losers.
Well, give me question 3.
Question 3. All right, Jake, this is for you, and me and Nate have to give our guesses. What's a movie you hate that everyone seems to love? And don't say Friendship.
Yes. Yeah, we're not going to do this movie.
So you think of the answer, let us know when you have one, and then me and Nate have to give our answers. But don't take a long time.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
I got one.
Nate, do you have one yet or no?
I don't have one yet. Let me try to think what Jake.
Oh, okay. I got one.
Man, I'm actually having a lot of. Okay, I got one.
Okay. Anchorman.
Jaws.
Ooh.
What with Napoleon Dynamite?
Ah.
Yeah, Ben's definitely closer.
Okay.
Jaws was a good answer. I also considered Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Godfather.
I think Anchorman was one of his good ones.
Oh, really? I just figured a Will
Yes.
Ferrell one post like Talladega Nights. You're probably gonna hate it. I think that was actually pre-Talladega Nights.
Anchorman was after?
No, I think it was pre. So I even went wrong
Okay.
there. I should have said Talladega
I'm mad
Nights.
that I didn't think of Napoleon Dynamite because I feel the same way. I hate
Yeah.
that movie.
It was your punishment movie. If you got the Oscars wrong, we should have done that. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of,
Oh, I still don't watch it.
Well, I'll do it eventually.
Before the Oscars
That's what-
this year.
oh my
Before the Oscars this year, we're gonna watch it. We got another 8 months.
Before the next Oscars.
Yeah.
We have 1 year.
All right, Jake, give me a number between
want you to-
1 and 9. That'll be my next question.
7.
7. Okay. So this is, which superhero movie would I erase from existence?
Interesting. Just can't think of any movies you have a super strong feeling about in that way.
I have one.
All right, I'll give an answer. Yeah.
Jake,
I
are you
have an
ready?
answer.
Yep, I'm
Okay,
ready.
Nate, go ahead.
The first Suicide Squad.
Fucking nailed it. Jake,
Nice.
what were you
As
gonna
soon
say?
as I was gonna say Guardians 3,
Okay, yeah. I would have,
and
yeah.
as soon as Nate said the Suicide Squad, I'm like, Nate's answer's better.
Yeah, I loved that trailer so much, and it made me pissed off to go to a movie. I've never felt more
Yeah.
anger than that. So Nate got it. Nice job. All right, Nate has one. I have one. Jake is yet on the board, but he has a chance here because Nate's the one giving the answer. Nate, give me a number between 1 and 8.
8.
8. Who among the other hosts has the closest taste in movies to you? So your answer would either be me or Jake. So which one of us has the closest taste in movies to you?
Oh my gosh, that's actually just insane.
I know. See? I have an answer.
I think this one's really tough.
It is.
I don't know because it's different. We like
I know.
it's a Venn diagram.
I know.
Yes.
and
That's why it works.
I think all three of us have like equal overlaps.
I know. That's why this podcast is so great. But for this question specifically, Nate.
Okay.
No, I mean specifically with movies, we have like a Venn diagram
No, I
of
know.
overlaps.
I know.
Like there's
A-
like
a movie just dropped. You know nothing about it. Me and Ben saw it.
Ooh.
Ben says, "Watch it. You'll love it." I say, "You're gonna hate this movie." What do you think you will think going in?
And imagine the
Yeah,
movie
you're
Friendship
right.
when you're thinking of this movie.
I have an answer.
All right. Jake, do you have an answer?
I'll say me.
I'll
but
say me.
I think this is a 50-50.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it is Ben.
Yeah. The fact that like I remember back in college we would go to that the like indie movie theater. Me and
Yeah.
Nate would go all the time and see like Frank.
It's like
And, like,
it
weird
is so because like we've just established comedy, but like I think Jake and I are probably more agreed on horror.
Yeah.
I think Jake and I are more agreed on like blockbuster action movies, but
Yep.
you and I are more agreed on old movies and weird movies.
Yep.
Like there's so every genre is different.
It is.
I think
wild.
I think at this point we know what movies the other ones would
That's
like and
literally,
not
like,
like.
Yes.
Exactly. Like in your scenario, if it's a comedy, I'm probably going with Ben. If it's like
Blockbuster movie, you're going with Jake.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, obviously anime stuff, I'm going with Jake. Like
I would too.
like it's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That was a good question. I'm up 2-1. Jake, give me my number 1 through 7.
2.
2. What's the first movie I ever loved? I'll give you a hint. I bought this movie on DVD for my dad for Christmas because I liked it so much that I wanted to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
First movie I ever loved. It's not the one you're thinking of. So, it's not that one.
I
I
figured that
figured
one's
we
a little
went to
too
the
late in the
movie time.
timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that I remember. I'm sure when I was like 5, there was a movie I watched a billion times, but
Yeah, the real answer is 101 Dalmatians.
no, it's probably like Winnie the Pooh. I think there was a Winnie the Pooh thing I watched every day when I was a kid. Okay, I have my answer.
Apparently, I had I had Lion King I watched every day, but apparently I went through a phase when I was like 5
Yeah.
where I wanted to watch Forrest Gump all the time.
You just really loved AIDS.
It's like I was like, I can
Early
relate,
AIDS
man.
advocate. Mom, put on Philadelphia.
Jake's looking up when movies came out.
That's
Best
fun.
movies of 2000.
Before then.
I'm getting. Oh, really?
You could-
got a DVD before 2000.
Oh, no, the movie came out before 2000. But I bought the
Oh,
DVD.
I
Older
see.
movie that you bought.
I'll give you a hint. It's a part musical, I'd say. Some people think it's a musical.
Okay.
That
okay.
totally throws me off.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
That's
As
fine.
soon as you give me a clue, my mind blinks. I was a lot better at game when it was not trivia. Now I'm like,
All
what's
right,
a
forget it.
musical movie?
Forget it.
Came out in that time frame.
Forget it. I wouldn't. So I don't think people think of it as a musical, but it's definitely a musical. It's on TV a lot, twice a year.
That's
Okay, I have
twice
an
a year is
answer.
confusing.
I have an
Okay,
answer.
all right.
Actually, you just gave me the answer.
Jake, do you have
for
an answer?
sure. I'm certain of my answer.
Okay, I have an answer.
All right, Jake, go for it.
I'll say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, Nate.
That's my answer as well.
100%. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
You get a
Like,
point for that.
The musical, I can't remember in my head if I got it before or after you said twice a year, but then I was like, now I'm sure that
Yeah.
that's the right
Is
answer.
you said twice a year, and I'm like, oh, so it's a holiday movie. And then I'm like, why would you play a holiday movie twice a year, Christmas and July? And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah. That movie, I love that movie growing up. I watched it so many times. It's great.
Still do.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, that's a great one.
All right, 6 left.
Was your dad receptive to the gift?
He loved it. Yeah,
Do you remember? Was he super pumped
he was pumped.
to get the Nightcrawler?
But then as soon as he opened it, I said, "Hey, can I open it and watch it?" We did.
Yeah, that's a kid gift.
Jake.
But you know what? The gift for him was watching it with you.
Oh, it is. Like me and my dad would go to movies all the time, and I remember specifically like sitting in the theater before the trailers start, and I'd always turn to him and be like, "I want to see every movie that trailers are." Now I know that's a bad idea because there's so many bad movies, but it was cute.
I was like, you go watch a movie with an 8, and at the end he's like, oh, those are dog shit.
I can't wait to never see a movie again. Jake.
For the record, Friendship. I was excited. I got more excited for the movie because almost every trailer, I was like, I want to go see this movie.
Yeah.
I love it when the trailers look really good and you're like, they picked these for this movie.
Did you get the trailer with Nick Kroll as the gay couple in Italy? Oh,
No.
We're watching that trailer. All right. Okay, it's me and Nate at 2. Jake has 1. Jake, you haven't been the guesser or the question giver in a while, so I'll give it to you. You have 6 to choose from. What number are you giving me?
4.
What is the worst movie you saw in a theater?
Can I ask a question?
What?
Did you see Napoleon Dynamite?
I
One
did
of
not.
2 movies I walked out of the theater.
Wow, I've never walked out.
I did not.
I've made people walk out around me.
I walked out of one theater, but I wouldn't have, and I don't think the movie's bad.
He had diarrhea.
So,
Oh, this is a tough one for you, I feel like. Well,
and again, to avoid recency bias,
Not Friendship.
I'm not gonna pick Friendship.
yeah, but it'd be up there, I feel like.
It's I don't think it actually is up there. I
Okay.
think due to recency bias, I'd come up with it.
Okay, that's fair. Worst movie you've ever seen in theaters? Let us know when you have it.
You know what? I am gonna go with the movie that I did leave in theaters, and then I'm gonna pick the best answer out of what you two have.
Okay. I have one.
I have one.
Alita Battle Angel.
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
That movie was ass. My wife and I saw that when we were dating, and like we hadn't kissed yet, and we left the theater, and she goes, "I swear to Christ, if you want to kiss me right now, this is the worst timing possible."
I was gonna be like, if you like that movie, we're done.
Yeah, this is the end for us.
It's nothing on you. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
So Alita Battle Angel. Nate, what's your guess?
Oh, that's such a good answer. My answer is Step Brothers.
Oh,
Okay. I did see Step Brothers in theaters. I
Damn.
did not see Alita Battle Angel in theaters.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. I guess I don't really remember Alita Battle Angel, so it didn't stick out as particularly good or bad. I know going into it, I really would have
It was
wanted to
fun.
like it.
Yeah.
And
was excited for it,
I
and it
do
was
not know the
garbage.
source material.
no, me neither. We did a podcast on it.
So I think Step Brothers, oh, so I did see it.
Yeah.
I think Step Brothers is closer for me. The only thing I liked about that was the song not their version of the song,
Yeah.
but I still listen to that song.
For sure.
The only movie I've ever left the theater in was Blood Diamond.
No way. That's a
Yeah.
good movie too. Damn.
I'm
good.
I was enjoying it, and the people I was with were like, "This movie sucks. Let's go." And and I'm like,
Did you go with the Hellsberg Diamond people? Why do you hate this movie
I'm
so
still
much?
really emotionally invested in Diamond.
Yeah.
I had never heard of or seen this movie.
Well, Blood Diamond?
I had no idea what Blood Diamond
It's
was. I
really
pulled up the
good.
poster.
It's really good.
it was like, yeah,
I've seen
we were in
Leo.
high school when it dropped.
Yep. Leonardo DiCaprio. That one guy that his face is really recognizable. I don't remember his name. It's really good.
Doesn't Leonardo DiCaprio have a funny accent in that
I think he's
movie?
South African. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Nate. You're going to be the clue receiver. 1 through 5. Give me a number.
5.
What movie that we've previously covered have you changed your opinion on the most since we did an episode about it?
Wow.
Okay.
Let me pull up a list for you.
I'm pulling up. Yeah, I'm pulling up the Rum and Cinema.
Look at the backlogs. All right, let's see here. We have.
I've got a list.
Okay, good.
I'm scrolling through.
I'm also.
I don't want to be biased.
I'm not gonna lie. I have never ever looked at our YouTube.
Really? Do we have 60 episodes now.
Mega flop list with my dad.
Yeah, I do some good,
What?
some good fucking art.
There's some
Oh
really
my
good ones.
god,
Yeah, dude.
there are some good ones. Wow.
Oh, that was one for me. My answer for this one is nope. I think I had liked it way more the first time I saw it, and now I just don't really like it.
Really?
Yeah, I flopped.
Oh, Nope. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong one. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Nope.
Yeah,
Aren't we supposed to guess?
yeah. I'm
He's
looking.
saying his answer.
Yeah, that was my
not
answer.
his answer for me.
No.
Oh, I see.
Make a Flopolis. Damn. This is tough because Nate really sticks to his guns most of the time.
I feel like you and
I
me
have an
have
answer.
had some that changed.
Yeah. You have an answer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think like actually a strong answer.
Okay, I'll guess. I got to guess, but it's a hopeful guess.
Okay.
Jake, do you have
Okay,
one?
let me finish this scroll.
Tell you what, it wasn't Dune.
Part 1?
You really should do a Dune rewatch, but this time have an open fucking mind.
Yeah, dude. Quit being such a
I was
Oh
so
my God.
excited to see Dune, and then I was ready to give Dune 2
And
a
then.
chance.
And then. Jake, do you have one?
It's Paprika, but I've just loved it more.
I have one, but I'm not confident.
Oh, I know mine's wrong, so you're going to be fine. Mine's a hopeful guess.
Well, I'll pick whichever one I agree with you guys most.
All right.
But I do have an answer.
Mine's The Flash. No, okay.
I was gonna say The Whale.
Oh,
Oh,
What's your
man,
answer, Nate?
I want to like re-listen to The Whale. My answer is Heretic, and I don't even think it's recency bias. I did not really like that, and then after our discussion, you guys like really won me over.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
A
right.
lot of
that is a good one, yeah.
symbolism.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Nate, you award the point.
Um,
I'm guessing it's Jake.
I'm giving it to The Whale because you probably changed one piece of opinion.
Yeah.
The Flash sucked,
That's
and I still think that.
Damn.
So I don't think you were gonna change it that much.
fine. I
I feel like mine is I bring up every other week since we did the episode.
RRR. No, you love that from the beginning.
I love that from the beginning. Megalopolis.
Oh yeah, you really got a hard on for that. And it's so
And
We
weird.
didn't change Jake's mind. He's just
Yeah,
all over the
you're just
place.
insane.
I don't know what like. I think what needs to happen is I need to rewatch it and I'll be like, yeah,
It's a sign of a true piece of art, obviously.
yeah, like genuinely.
It's like you
It's
farted.
like every few days you're like Megalopolis.
It's like you fart under your covers and you like kind of get a whiff and you're like, I don't know if that's bad, and then you gotta try again.
Yeah.
And then like a few minutes
Yeah,
later,
you're
like,
like, am I really gonna go for another?
is it that
Yeah.
bad though? Fuck yeah, you are. All right, Jake. It is 2-2 for me and you, and 3 for Nate. Give me a number 1 through 4. That'll be your question.
3.
What's your if you don't like this movie, we can't be friends movie?
Okay, let me think. You know what? A movie popped into my mind immediately,
Okay.
and I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna be creative.
Yeah, go for it, Nate.
It's Everything Everywhere.
Fifth Element.
The one that popped into my mind was The Wild Robot.
Oh, that's
okay.
so good.
I think I thought about The Fifth Element, but I get that there's people who aren't into the sci-fi thing, and
Fair.
that kind of also applies for Everything Everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's tough. I put those at like the exact same spot on the list of
I'll say, while fully agreeing with both The Fifth Element and Everything Everywhere, The Fifth Element is just like a great movie. I'm not trying to convince you. My opinion. The Fifth Element's a great movie. Like, if you don't like The Fifth Element, I don't like your taste in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't like Everything Everywhere, I think that you are holding on to some emotional stuff that I don't like in you.
I kind of agree with that. Like I was gonna say,
or you're kind of hollow inside.
I was gonna
like,
say RRR, but I think the 3-hour time limit is a lot for people, so I didn't put that one in there. But I think Nate's probably right with Everything Everywhere.
Actually, that does make sense to me because like my taste in movies, The Fifth Element, it has everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't, like even like weird sci-fi-ness aside, if you can't appreciate Everything Everywhere, then we're probably not going to get along.
You're nothing and nowhere to me. You know what I'm saying? All right, Nate's up 4-2 with 3 left. So one of us needs to run the table, which is impossible. So we can both tie, which is fine. Nate, give me a number 1 through 3.
1.
Who would you cast as you in a movie about you?
I hate this question.
I already know the answer, so it doesn't matter. I had one teed up for you the second I made that question.
Okay, I got one.
We both have one before Nate does.
I know what your answer has been, and
I know.
I literally can't say it.
I know.
Like, I refuse to say
I
it,
know.
so I'm not going to say it.
It's so perfect,
though. I hate this question.
I know.
I'm deferring.
Okay, so
Taylor.
Okay, here we go.
Who would you cast to play me in a movie about my life? And you will hurt my feelings.
Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, wait, is it you right now? What age are you?
Me right now, I guess.
I'm discounting the age.
Yeah, age doesn't matter.
Oh, discounting the age.
Age doesn't matter.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Age doesn't matter. At some point in my life.
Age is a number.
Because the actor I'm picking is significantly older than you.
Is it Robert Downey Jr.?
It is so hard.
No.
Oh. Mark Ruffalo? Whoever Emma Stone is sitting on during a movie.
I hate it because like there's no actor I can think of who is not too good to play me. Like it's a fucked up question to ask me.
If we're going older, I'd maybe say Hopper.
He thinks I'm not saying Tim Robinson.
I know.
Hopper? God damn it.
Wait, David Harbour?
The one that hurt my feelings.
You picked David
The
Harbour?
guy who plays Hopper in Stranger Things.
David Harbour. Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I picked Robert Downey Jr.
I'm tearing up a little bit, I think.
I said Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
I like that.
All right, so Jake gets it.
Yeah, David Harbour's pretty close.
Too honest.
Too honest.
I could have said.
Get out of here.
Who would you get to play Taylor in a movie?
Beth Damon.
Did you tell Taylor our two choices?
Jesus Christ.
Wait, who'd you say?
Did you tell Taylor our
Dan
two
Harmon.
choices?
What's up?
Yeah, tell Taylor ours and she can pick who's the
That's
winner.
calling me a bad person.
Yeah. Oh, who would you get to
Wait,
play
so
Taylor in a
what?
movie?
Oh.
Who are you pairing up with Dan Harmon in your movie about your life?
What are your answers?
I said Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, and you didn't like Robert Downey Jr., so we're giving it to Jake.
No, actually, I think acknowledging that this is not even close, but I am closer to Robert Downey Jr. than Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
If Jake can be from New Zealand.
I think like
Is she casting us
I
right
don't know.
now?
Oh wait,
Is she casting the
Yeah,
whole
but-
crew?
she is casting. Yeah.
Okay,
If
who's...
Jake can be from New Zealand. He's not Jermaine.
Taika Waititi.
Who's the other Brett?
Oh, Brent.
Nice
Brent.
contour.
Okay.
Nice, okay.
Brent. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, she'll crush you later. She's thinking of that.
Okay.
shit.
Good. All right. We'll come back to that. So I got it.
David Harbour is the right answer.
David Harbour is crushingly correct. Yeah.
I love if she had said Brett McKenzie, I would not have any idea who she's talking about.
Yeah.
The fact that she said not Jermaine, I'm like, oh, that guy.
The hip hop hippopotamus? Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Jake, give me number 1 or 2.
2.
2. What actor will tempt me to watch a movie no matter what?
That's my facial expression wasn't not liking your question.
Yeah.
It was me going, oh, that's obvious. And then not like nothing came to like I was like, obviously, and I thought it was just gonna pop into my head,
Yeah.
and then nothing came to mind.
Yeah, it wasn't director.
Yeah.
So you can say
I,
Mark
I can
McDonough.
think of
I can give you
several
directors.
directors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonough, Tarantino, Wes Anderson. Yeah. M. Night. Actor, though. I have an answer. My wife didn't even get this one. She guessed who I
Wow.
think you're going to guess.
Hmm.
Okay. I know who
I
I'm
have an
going to
answer.
guess.
All right, Nate.
Brendan Gleeson.
Ooh, that's really good. That's close.
That is a good
That's a
one.
good one. Jake?
Bryan Cranston.
Beautiful
Oh.
choices.
That is a great answer.
My real answer is Sam Rockwell. He was in Seven Psychopaths and Moon.
Yeah. I was going to say cue the Googling.
But I think Nate is closer because I have skipped some Bryan Cranston movies despite him being in it. So I'm going to give that one to Nate. It's a great guess, though.
I was looking up. You reminded me of a quote.
Sam Rockwell from Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that one. The reason I went to Iron Man 2.
Sam Rockwell is someone who will get me to watch a movie
Uh-huh.
for sure.
Argyle.
There's a movie coming out soon that Sam Rockwell's in, and when I saw him, I was like, that pushed me into like, I'm definitely going to see this.
Bad Guys 2, the animated movie.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was.
Who got that one? Nate did. Turns out Nate knows us pretty well, Jake.
It's got to be. Oh, it's not Argyle. That's already out.
Argyle, yeah.
Yeah,
That was okay.
I like kind of finally winning a game, and it's
Wild
have
Horse
deep
9.
personal connections.
Do you know what Wild Horse 9 is? Do you know who's
I don't
directing
know
that
that.
and writing it? Martin McDonough.
I heard. Oh,
In Bruges Goy. Back with another movie. Back with Sam Rockwell.
I've
Who's
no
in
idea
that?
who
Sam
you're talking
Rockwell?
about is.
John
Oh wait,
Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
Steve Buscemi. I don't know Parker Posey. Sounds made up though.
She was in sitcoms early in her life. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Wild Horse 9.
Oh, she was in Best in Show. One of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I put that up as one of the funniest comedies I've ever seen.
I agree. It's the one of the inspirations for a script I'm writing right now. Yeah. Okay, last one goes to Nate.
Anything with Eugene Levy and Fred Willard.
Automatic win. Okay, Nate.
Yep.
It's a big one. Whoever gets this goes against you in a final question. What is your most controversial movie opinion?
I got it.
I think I know what Jake's gonna say, but it's not
I
right.
feel like I will come across this thought like every day for the next week. I'm gonna come up with a different answer.
I know.
I
You-
can't think of anything
We got
right
the
now.
biggest hater to get
It's
this question.
because you're a film contrarian.
I can't help that I'm right.
that
try-
I have standards.
Not willing to
I'm also trying to think of like
Yeah.
a positive that you think is like way better than everyone thinks, because that could also be controversial. But I can't think of one.
It's what I'm trying to think of.
Is there a bad
maybe
movie that Nate says no, this movie is good?
Tenet. Yeah, good.
I was waiting to see Nate's reaction of being offended.
I've seen Tenet once, and it was
Fine.
dumb.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was cool looking.
It was well constructed. Bad everything else. Mine was Star Wars is overrated. All of Star Wars. Even the originals are not that good. The story sucks.
That's
You know,
your
It's my most
I
controversial.
did recently rewatch the episode 4, and I was like, it's not like it was. I'm sure it was mind blowing in the 70s.
The CGI and visual effects, 100%. But the story sucks.
Yeah. But the story is just like,
And the dialogue's bad.
It's just the standard hero's journey story.
I think the importance of Star Wars is that it opened up nerdy sci-fi
Mm-hmm.
to a
Yeah.
big population.
True.
I think the thing that made me appreciate like the original Star Wars the most was that 70s show, because they specifically go into capturing like how people felt about it when they first saw this.
Oh, right.
Like I remember there's a scene where it's like they're all seeing Star Wars for the first time, and Red is like rolling his eyes, and then like an explosion, and just like everyone's face lights up white from this huge explosion, and he's just like, holy shit. Like, yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah. And before that, it was just like Star Trek.
Yeah, true.
Good.
I was gonna say, you know what randomly blew my mind, and it's probably gonna be really obvious. You know, Blue Mountain State.
Mm-hmm.
You know Thad Castle.
He's Reacher, isn't he? Or
yeah, he's Reacher.
yeah.
And I love Blue Mountain State, and I watched all of Reacher, and it did not occur to me until I found out like a week ago or something that I was like, oh my god, it's him.
You know,
I mean, he's obviously on steroids. But
do you know who should play the Batman in your Jack Quaid and Mikey Madsen Batman universe?
Who?
That guy, Reacher.
He's too big.
He's built for Batman, dude.
Batman cannot be that big.
Ooh.
I just don't like his face for Batman.
He's wearing a
That's
mask.
probably based on other Batmans then, though.
You care? What do you want? Timothy Chalamet to be your Batman?
No, we already have Robert Pattinson is the best Batman.
Ooh.
Robert Pattinson is the best twink Batman.
and Reacher is the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going in the opposite direction.
Power bottom Batman. Nate's least controversial opinion is that Robert Pattinson's the best twink Batman. All right, Nate, do you have yours?
Okay. I have it.
All right,
yeah,
Jake?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going with Dune 2.
I'm going with Hobbit.
What's controversial about Hobbit?
It sucks so much ass, and I think people actually liked it. And you and
I
I
don't
like.
think they did.
Everyone
Oh,
hates
fuck.
the Hobbit, Ben.
Damn it.
You just picked it. I went with default Dune 2. I was gonna pick whichever one I liked best.
Yeah.
That's just not a
I
controversial.
honestly couldn't
opinion.
think of one, so I
It's
panicked. Picked
universally
Hobbit.
dumped on.
I panicked.
I was because like Dune 2 is a safe bet, and I'm like, there's got to be better answers, but I couldn't
Yeah.
think of a better one.
Nate will
I,
pick
you
If you
know,
would have picked something that made me go, huh, I agree with what you said, and I think it's controversial, I would have picked you, Ben.
Wes Anderson's overrated.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing.
he's
I'm not on
overrated
that
by
train
you
yet.
specifically. That's not controversial.
I didn't like the French Dispatch, or Darjeeling Limited, or Steve Zissou. I really like Grand Budapest Hotel though. That was good. All right.
The most recent one that came out, really like blew my mind. I was expecting to have Wes Anderson fatigue.
Asteroid City was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asteroid City.
Asteroid City is by far my favorite Wes Anderson.
I know it's really, really well done. It's because it's a
And
tight story.
I don't even know my second.
Grand Budapest.
And that song really comes in at the perfect time. Dear alien who art in heaven.
All right, tiebreaker. Jake's going to it against Nate. I'm picking a number between 1 and 9.
favorite for the record is probably the Royal Tenenbaums.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
If not Asteroid City.
That's a good pick. I picked a number between 1 and 9. Whoever's closest wins.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Nate, go ahead.
7.
5.
6. God damn it. Price is Right rules. We'll go with that. Jake wins. All right, nice job.
All right, I'll take it.
No, Nate won.
Whatever.
Should be understood.
Nate won. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, good game. Well done, everybody. That was fun. As always, I want to thank you all for listening to our episode today. I'd like to thank my guests, Nate and Jake, as always, for being here. If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcast. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you're watching us, hey, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@rumandcinema.
Check out the kick-ass thumbnails.
Baby.
It might be the best part.
It's pretty good. What to watch next? As always, we're going to leave you with a recommendation to what to check out. I'm going to lead off. There's a reality show on Netflix called $1 Million Secret where 10 people, I think it's 10, are locked in a mansion. And it's basically Among Us, live action. They're like, one of them has a box with $1 million in it. And the goal is to be the last person with $1 million in your box and like not get found out. And they do these little challenges and they give them like clues to who has $1 million and like everybody's lying and it's incredible. And the people they picked are like interesting enough where like some of them feel bad about lying and I'm like, you're on a fucking game show for $1 million. Like just do it. But Abby and I binged like 6 of the 10 episodes or 6 of the 8 episodes in one day. So it's really solid. Yeah.
What is this on?
Netflix. It's called $1 Million Secret.
My most controversial opinion is that I will not subscribe to Netflix.
Whoa. You're not.
It is. It's not weird to not be subscribed to Netflix. It's weird to not do it on principle.
Yeah, like militantly be against it.
I'm pissed. I was like, fine, we'll subscribe for a little while. It's like $17.
Yeah.
For ad-free Netflix.
Yeah.
Every other subscription in this service is like $10.
Well, tariffs, Nate.
Who the fuck does Netflix think they are?
I think they have the library.
They do. And the originals.
How are you gonna watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, how are you going to watch Squid Game Season 3 when I haven't even seen Season 2?
Yar.
Yeah, I was like, I know how he's
okay,
gonna
all right,
watch
yeah,
it.
that's fair. Jake, do you have anything to let the people know about?
The only other thing I've really watched this week is I'm on the penultimate episode of The Last of Us Season 2. So I just got the Season 2 finale left. Pretty wild ride. I knew how Season 2 would start just by I never played the game, but just by my familiarity of knowing game nerds and right the osmosis of nerd culture. But beyond the very early part of Season 2, I didn't, and I still don't know what direction this is going in. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I don't know the actress's name.
The main?
Yeah.
What is their
plays
name?
Ellie.
Their name is Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey, yes.
Yeah, they are really good.
Also was on Game of Thrones. They are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just realized.
Jesus.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
funny.
the ruler of Bear Island.
Yeah. Badass.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the only 2 things I know them from.
Yeah. Same.
I literally could not name a third.
Couldn't
but-
either. I don't think they could
but
either.
that's what I've been watching, and it's great so far.
Nice. Thanks. I have no interest to watch that right now. I don't know why. Just not hitting me. I'm in a reality
Did you watch
kick.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
I liked it a lot. Just, I don't know.
I mean, Season 2's over. It's 7 episodes, and you can binge the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true. Probably do that next. Nate?
I've still just been watching Dropout.
Nice.
I haven't been watching a lot of stuff. But we've been finishing up The Last of Us, Hacks, all the stuff I've already recommended. And we're almost done with Game Changer, which is a little sad.
No.
Again, Dropout, a very reasonable, like $7 a month. with a big library, but not.
Fuck you,
at-
Netflix.
It's all originals. We're gonna run out in like 2 months, and
Yeah.
then there's not gonna be anything. So they are coming out with new episodes of Game Changer right now, and it is the best season.
Good.
Like they're so
Nice.
elaborate in the most recent season. They're all insane.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
The most recent one that just came out is there's a reality TV show I think called like The Mole or something. It's basically they all got drunk all day except one of them was secretly sober,
Oh
and then
my
they're playing
god,
games.
I
and
saw
they try
I
to
saw a
flesh
short
out-
advertising it,
that's sick.
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's a sick idea."
every game, the better they do, the more money goes to the prize pool. But the worse they do, money goes to the secret sober's prize pool. And they have to eliminate the secret sober before the end, or the secret sober takes the money, and otherwise they split the bigger prize pool.
That's hilarious. Oh my
It's
god,
really funny, and just them all just being they're like legit hammered.
hell yeah, get it. We appreciate you all for listening. If you made it this far, we love you. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.